Zone tournament sponsored by DreamHost, $3,500 on the line. We saw Sen best machine in game one. The next map is going to be Xel'Naga Caverns. If Sen can win this game, he will be our third semifinalist. To find out who the other two semifinalists were, just watch the other games on the Day9TV.blit.tv archives. We will not be doing any spoilers today. If Sen wins this game, you will be the third semifinalist. Machine, though, has to win 2 games in a row in order to be the semifinalist advancing. Either way, it's going to be a very tense, close competition. We'll be going directly into Game 2 now. So here we have EG's Machine spawning in the top right as the pink Zerg. In the bottom left, we have Fnatic MSI's Sen spawning as the blue Zerg. This is something that's been a little bit of an interesting shift from the Zergling-Baneling wars. There's a lot of Zerg players, such as Sen or even Maro, if you've watched his stream, loves going mass speedling and continues only to make speed Zerglings even if the opponent is making Banelings himself. Generally, it was Baneling Zergling versus Baneling Zergling, but now players are starting to realize that if they can micro their speed Zerglings well enough, they don't even need to make Banelings in the first place. Sen showing some amazing tactical brilliance with that counterattack. Loved that counterattack. Those Banelings from Machine just could not warp in time. Looks like both players sending Overlords through the middle of the map. Sen doing an extractor trick, going for the 10 Overlord. But it looks like Machine doing the more typical American server style of a calm 9 Overlord. No one doing the very funky, the little one style of double extractor trick, then an Overlord. But someone should do that because it is sweet. Overlord Scout and Drone Scout coming up from Sen. Just wants to get a little bit of extra information early. EG's Machine throwing down an extractor pretty early. Looks like he wants to begin mining gas right away. Sen, on the other hand, continuing to build up drones, perhaps will end up throwing down a spawning pool. Once he sees this very fast extractor, almost always this is a signal that your opponent is going to be doing Zergling, Baneling bust. But we see Sen, no way, going for a very fast hatch. This is going to be very interesting to see if Sen can hold this off. Very easy to lose if you do a 16 hatch and your opponent goes for a lot of speed Zerglings and Banelings right off the bat. In the meantime, it looks like Sen is not making any extra drones. He knows he needs that pool down fast. His pool starting when Machines is about at 55% completion. Both players continuing to make drones, but we see Machine is stopping to stockpile larvae. Stopping at 15 allows 3 larvae to pop out around the time that pool is done. Very key timing. Well, actually, no. It looks like he built his pool a little bit earlier than usual, so we'll only have those 2 larvae out. There's a spawning pool. Upgrading the metabolic boost, there's the Queen coming out, and just 2 Zerglings. Really wanting to get that speed started fast. The usual 14 extractor, 14 pool generally would get you a few extra Zerglings out there. So, wow, something happened up there. Very curious to know what that build cancel timing was by Machine. Has he seen anything that would signal to him otherwise? He does know the expansion is down. Very usual to see someone throw down a Baneling nest, but it looks like Machine is just going to be early expanding himself. In the meantime, Sen going to be trying to get those roaches out as fast as possible. The expansion is finished right now for Sen. Machine now darting forward with a lot of his Zerglings. Wants to try to pick off any Zerglings that are going to pop out. He's moving around to the bottom side, is beginning to whack away at those larvae, but Sen saved up his larvae to get some Zerglings out right off the bat. It looks like he's canceling his own Roach Warren. Wow, a lot of building canceling going on from both players. We see that Sen's speed for Zergling is just now started. Machine's speed for Zergling almost finished. This can be very tricky to hold off as Sen. We do see Machine's Queens out, but oh no, is not vomiting any larvae at this point. Big blunder. Oh no, how long? He still isn't adding any larvae. There it is, an extremely late larva vomit, especially for this phase in the game, and it looks like Sen is going to be the one opting to get the fast Baneling nest. That speed upgrade now done for Machine. He can do a little bit of easier harassment, darting in, picking a few extra hit points off at a time, seeing if perhaps he can knock down that hatchery. In the meantime, we do see Sen pulling back. That Baneling nest is going to be a real problem for Machine, who is now still making Zerglings off 1 hatch. Looks like Sen is, also going to block a Zergling run by. Very, very, very good, calm planning right there by Sen, who knows that a Zergling run by is almost what Machine will inevitably try to do. Very easy trap to fall for. Roach Warren coming out for Machine. And here's a big surround, trying to be advanced forward for Machine, but no, he's going to end up pulling back, and 18 Zerglings en route for Sen. Speed for Sen, getting very close to finish. Sen's been holding on hard all game long, and now he's morphing in a bunch of Banelings. Oh, Machine is going to be shocked when he sees that there's that many Zerglings and Banelings coming out right now. There's a huge swell of units for Sen. Machine is going to have to pull all the way back. Machine even making a Spine Crawler, really feeling the heat at this point in time. The Roach Warren is very close to finishing, and it doesn't look like Sen has moved out. Those Banelings are going to take quite some time to get all the way across the map, but I don't know if it's going to be enough time for Machine to begin making those Roaches. And a supply block for Machine. Oh no, the worst time possible. 2 Overlords started, but only halfway finished. That is going to be a very long time to wait, and it looks like Machine has managed to pick off 1 or 2 of those Banelings, but these Banelings are rapidly waltzing forwards, and with a huge limbo line of Zerglings. Machine trying to pull back, trying to use this Spine Crawler. Only 2 Roaches coming out right now for Machine, and look at that huge cluster of Zerglings. Machine pulling everything back, Sen surrounding, picks off the Queen. Spine Crawler very low on health. Those Banelings are not doing as much damage, but it's the Zerglings from Sen that are really ripping through everything that Machine has. More Zerglings coming out for Sen. Most of the Banelings are gone, just 1 left. Machine still dancing around that. Roaches come out, Roaches get surrounded, and oh, another big splat from the Baneling, and he loses the expansion hatch, and there's the good game. Sen will be advancing as your 3rd semifinalist in the Warzone Root Gaming Tournament sponsored by DreamHost. So, please don't go anywhere because we'll be doing Torrent versus Sake. Very, very tense, fast series that we just saw there. Really goes to show you that if you make little mistakes like getting supply block for getting those larvae, that can be a fast, good game. And man,